Today in our 2018 Jeep Cherokee, we're going to take a look at and show you how to install the Roadmaster Brake-Lite relay kit for towed vehicles. Part number is RM-88400. Now we're going to give you a really good example of exactly what the Brake-Lite relay is going to do in this application. So before installation of the relay, let's say we turn on our left turn signal at a stoplight to make a left turn, but we also need to apply our brakes. You can see how that brake overrides the turn signal. Now if we do the same thing, but we turn on our running lights, since that's our trigger for our relay, and turn on our left turn signal, you can see as we apply our brakes, that blinker continues to flash. That's going to keep us compliant with all state laws. Now to install our Brake-Lite relay, we need to tap it into the stoplight switch wire that comes from our stoplight switch. Now if you just follow that Brake-Lite pedal up, you can feel your Brake-Lite switch. It's going to be located pretty much just right here. And off of that, there's going to be a wiring pigtail that comes down. It runs right around here. You see that right there? Come down right here beside the brake pedal. What we want to do is take the protective sheathing off of that so we can see the wires inside. Now right on the side of the bracket that we've got here, you're going to have a little push fastener. We're going to pop that out. That's going to give us a little bit more room to work with our wiring. We'll just start from here and strip up a little bit. Now when you do this, you want to be very careful just to cut your tape. You don't want to cut through your wires or do any damage there. Now the cold side of our Brake-Lite switch is going to use this wire. It's a green wire and it has a very light tan strip on it. You don't want to confuse it with the green wire that has the bright yellow strip. But once you've located it, we want to snip that and strip back both sides about 1/4 of an inch or so. And once that's stripped back, we want to twist it. And then I like to double it over. This is a pretty fine wire. And if we double it, it'll give our butt connector plenty to grab a hold of. Let's do the same thing for our other side. Now we can take our relay harness. You can see I've eliminated my green wire. To the blue wire and the black wire, we've added one of our provided butt connectors. Now we're going to connect this in line with the switch we just separated. The blue wire needs to be closest to our switch. The black wire needs to be closest to the lights on the back of the car. So we'll get our connector slid over the wire we just stripped off and get it crimped down. And we'll connect our black wire to the side furthest away from the switch. Pull, make sure they're connected properly. Now to test it out, we need to use our Fluke meter. We want to be sure we're getting a solid 12 volts. So we'll hold that on our middle terminal on our relay. The other side should go to ground. Then when we press the brake pedal, you can see we're getting our 12 volts. As soon as we release it, it's going to go back to 0. There's our 12 volts. So we know we're on the right wire. Now the red wire off of our relay harness needs to come out to the brown wire that we had previously installed. This is going to give us the signal to turn that relay on and off. This comes from the running lights on the motorhome. Now if we come right back here, you can see the ABS module. Brake boosters there. Well, right in behind here, there's a grommet on the firewall. On the top of that grommet, there's a little round tube that sticks out. You want to cut the end of that tube off. There you'll see what the end of it's going to look like. Behind it's a hollow tube. That's going to allow us to pass our wire through. To do that, we'll use the help of an air line. Now we'll take the end of that air line and we'll pass it right through our hole. Now we'll be able to go outside and draw our wires and air line through. Now we can take the red wire we extended from our relay harness and we'll get it connected to the brown wire we used coming from our running light signal. Now to make this connection, we're going to use part number DW05744. It's going to be a heat shrink butt connector. Now using these heat shrink butt connectors rather than standard butt connectors, just keep any moisture out, prevent corrosion. Now to shrink these, we can use a lighter, you can use a heat gun or a mini torch. You just want to apply gentle heat You see them start to shrink down, and then when they fully grab the wire, it looks like the wire gets bigger, almost like it magnifies. Then there's a little clear gel that comes out of the end of the connector there. Now we'll just use a couple zip ties, zip tie our wire off, keep it secure. Any slack we have, we'll just pull back down in there so we have it to work with our relay harness. The last connection we'll need to make is going to be our ground for the relay. We're going to use the provided blue ring terminal, slide that on and get it crimped in place. Then we can find a piece of metal to get that grounded too. Looks like we've got a nice piece right here that we can use. It'll kind of be up and out of the way. Use your provided self-tapping screw, and you'll want a 5/16 inch bit driver to get that put in. I'm just going to clear out a little bit of that insulating material there, just so we have a good shot to get our screw in. Once we've got that hole started, place our self-tapping screw through the ring terminal, place it back in, and we'll tighten it down so that we can't wiggle that terminal. Now we're ready to take our relay. We want to match up the prongs so they line up with the plug. Get that slid in. And we'll just get everything zip tied up and out of the way. Now to test out our lighting system, we'll start by turning on the running lights. Now our left turn signal, our right turn signal, and our brakes. Now with our lights functioning the way we want them, that's going to complete our installation of the Roadmaster Brake-Lite Relay Kit for towed vehicles. Part number RM-88400 on our 2018 Jeep Cherokee.